Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of M&A Empowerment. Today, we have Daniela Messina with us. She is the founder of Portside Capital Solutions and is involved with the ACG Women of Leadership Council. Welcome, Daniela. And if you'd like to take a minute to introduce yourself, Portside, and tell us a little bit more about the Women of Leadership.
Great. Thank you. Well, Kelsey, I appreciate you giving me this opportunity. It's really exciting. I love what you're doing with the podcast. I'm Daniela Messina, founder and managing member at Portside Capital Solutions. I work with a number of investors ranging from private equity, venture capital, family offices, independent sponsors, and growth companies to raise capital, source deal opportunities, and help with revenue generating opportunities. I serve on the board of ACG Boston, the Association for Corporate Growth, and actively involved in our Women of Leadership initiative, which is comprised of a number of women across the country that are part of the M&A ecosystem. So ranging from private equity, investment banking, accounting, law, you name it. And it's been a pretty exciting opportunity to get involved with that group.
Awesome. Yeah, sounds like a lot of good work happening there. If you could take a minute and describe both of your organizations, and from what I understand, both Portside and Women of Leadership both have active roles in the M&A ecosystem while also supporting women in this M&A world that is, as we know, sometimes male dominated. So if you could just tell us a little bit about, both sides of the hat and how you're supporting women in this space.
Yeah, well, on the side of things with Portside Capital Solutions, it's been really fascinating. I have to say, over the past few years, I've had an opportunity to work actually with a number of women-led emerging managers who are some of them that are raising funds for the first time, a lot of female entrepreneurs as well that are raising capital across a number of different sectors. So whether it's food, beverage, consumer, healthcare, and the like. So that's been something really interesting and fun and something that I'm seeing more of and excited to support. Also within Portside Capital Solutions, something that I'm very strongly an advocate for, obviously, is encouraging more women to get into the profession, whether it's in private equity, investment banking, M&A advisory. I actually have a page on the website called Be the Change. And I do take a lot of time out to help mentor and support women to get more exposure and access to those opportunities. I will say there are a number of firms and funds that, even with DEI, have reached out and said we're looking for more women to support, and how can you help us? So I think that they're definitely identifying that, and if I can be a conduit to that and help to connect those women to possible opportunities, I do that all day long, and it's something I enjoy. And the same I would say with the Women of Leadership Initiative for ACG Boston. This is an amazing group of women across different areas within M&A and private equity. And we pretty much come together as a resource and as a group. So we have, whether it's monthly events where we have women-led speakers and founders that are sharing the latest trends and insights within the M&A community, to also just networking events where we can meet one another. We also have a junior accelerator program where we're sharing more with the younger generation of women to get them more access as to, what is it like to work in private equity or investment banking? How do you get to that point? And also as a group, we pretty much collectively are a resource. So if any of the women within the initiative have questions or need any help or guidance, whether they're working on a deal or something personal and professional, we're there for one another.
Awesome. That's so great to hear. It seems like what you're doing in both sides with Portside Capital Solutions and Women of Leadership, it's so much ingrained into kind of like your everyday, interactions and whatnot. I love that. So then lastly, what would you say to other women that are either currently in the space or perhaps thinking about getting in the space or even getting involved, specifically with the Women of Leadership if they're kind of already, involved in some of the ACG stuff but want to make a difference? What would you tell them? What would your advice to them be?
I think my biggest advice would be it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to reach out. And I think that a lot of times, especially if you're younger, you might feel a little bit intimidated. And I've seen that. I've seen that with a number of women that they don't know what to ask or where to go. And so I would encourage them to attend these events, network, kind of build your network. Maybe it's, even at home or through other friends or other peers that they know, to reach out. Use LinkedIn as a tool too. There are so many different ways to reach out and just, to set up a call with whether it's someone like me or some of the other women that are on the board. And maybe that's something that actually I could point to. The nice thing is, speaking to the ACG Boston board, I believe there's about 15 of us. And the amazing thing now is we have 9 amazing women board members. So more than half, that's been a big change over the years. And so I would even say to them, check out our website. Look up the women that are on the board. We also have, Chrissy Dankhouse is our CEO. She's been leading the charge there for, I think, over 15 years. And, Rudy Scarito is our president right now. So I would encourage them to, send an email, reach out, ask how to get involved, maybe join the Women of Leadership Committee, and kind of go from there.
Awesome. That's so great to hear. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Daniela. And again, this is Daniela Messina. She is the founder of Portside Capital Solutions and also involved with the Boston Board of ACG and the Women of Leadership. So thank you again, Daniela.
Thank you, Kelsey. Thanks for the opportunity.